Thank you for joining us for devotions. Now listen, I want to be sure that you listen to the sermon this last weekend because all of this fits together. Okay, I'm going to talk here about a new strategy I want you to use on your marriage. Okay, now, if you didn't listen to last week's or listen to the sermon, I'm mainly pointing to the women, but this week I'm balancing it out a little bit. Last week I didn't balance it out. I just gave it to the men, but I'm balancing it out in our devotions. Okay, ladies, stop nagging, start respecting. Ladies, nagging, criticizing, and complaining to your husband is not helping but pushing him further away into deeper disconnection and silence. I talked about that this weekend. Why is it that your husband doesn't want to talk? Why is he in his man cave? Why is it that you don't feel like he's being truthful about his feelings? You put him there, okay, in most cases. I'm just telling you. We talked about it over the weekend. I meant what I said there. Now, I've had some interesting counseling sessions, so I want to take you to one about 20 years ago. So I had this woman come to my office. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not being mean here. She was a beautiful lady. I could see why this guy, married her, gorgeous and everything. And when she was sweet, she was overly kind and sweet. Okay, but sometimes those are the women who will rip out your jugular vein. Okay, so this woman would just push his buttons. This guy was like one of the calmest men I had ever met. And so she came in one day with him and she was screaming about how he grabbed her arm really tight and left a mark on her arm. And so she considered that hitting. Well, she began to tell the story about what she did. And he told me, and she backed up, it was all true, what she did. You had to hear. This screaming went on for 2 hours. He finally grabbed her arm and she said, now, she goes, Pastor Mike, this is wife abuse. I want you to tell him. I said, listen, I do want to tell him that he shouldn't do that. I said, just listening to this story, I want to hit you. Okay, so I'm just telling you right now, I'm not falling for all this women. They're abused. There are abused ones out there, but there's a lot of women that need to get this under control. And the Bible speaks about, look at 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 1. Likewise, wives, be subject unto your own husbands. So even as some do not obey the word, they may be won without a word by the conduct of their wives. Okay, now this is especially speaking to a woman. She's married to a non-Christian man. A lot of women, they come know the God after they're married. And God says, if you want to win them over, then live like a Christian woman. Okay, so what I'm asking all Christian women to do is to live like Christian wives, okay? And the Bible says you're to respect your husbands. And then it goes on here to say, verse 2, when they see your respectful and pure conduct, okay? So that you're to respect your husbands and that he's be able to feel that respect. So ladies, they will not be won over by your sarcasm and cutting remarks and complaining. That's not going to get you anywhere. Nagging does not build men. Respect builds men. The only thing that gets to a man is respect. That's it. Okay, now, again, I said online, I saw these people coming after me about this subject. Okay, the Bible is correct. And I'm going to tell you that no woman wants to be married to a wimp. Okay, I'm just telling you right now. She wants a strong man, a man who's in charge, and nobody wants to run the house. Nobody wants to be held responsible because he's held responsible for everything. Men, do what you say you're going to do. And men, this is where we are the guiltiest. A lot of wimpy men. You're not producing. If you say you're going to do something, do it. You should be embarrassed in front of your wife if you don't. Be a man of respect. Stay on course. Notice here, physically, mentally, spiritually, lead by your example. Okay, this is a new strategy. Let's get started today.